It's a gray, rainy morning, so I'm especially grateful that all of you have decided to join us today. I know this has been a tense time for many of you. Missed your exams and you've been cooped up at home for several months now, so just relax a bit, and I'm going to talk to you just a bit about what we can do at Hong Kong U to get you out of Hong Kong U. And I know that might sound a bit odd because Dr. Song Gang has just told you why you should come to Hong Kong U, and I'm going to spend a few minutes now just telling you why you should get out. And again, I know it's a bit odd because you haven't even arrived here yet. But the point I want to make is that we have lots of ways to get you out of the classroom. And I mean this both physically and both perhaps metaphysically as well. We firmly believe that being a university student means more than book learning, more than sitting inside a classroom. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes telling you how we can make that possible. One is that we have two different ways for you to go on exchange. Normally you would do this in your third year. Some students do this in the second semester of their second year, or perhaps in the first semester of their final year. It doesn't really matter too much, but we have ways to get you out. We can get you to about 44 different regions in the world, more than 350 exchange partners, and this is only through the Hong Kong U Worldwide Exchange Program. We also have a global and mainland experience. The one over we have here to my left, to your right, I suppose, is a group of students going to Japan. We have some students over here in Mongolia. So we've got students who are going to all sorts of interesting places. And this is a list of some of the universities that our students have gone to. This is only one selection of these. King's College, for example, in London is a very popular one, as of course is Yale University in Beijing. We have Peking U. As Dr. Song Gang mentioned already, we have Sciences Po, which is in France, but also in other branches around the world, including UBC in Canada as well, right? So lots and lots of different options for places to go. As you can see, students enjoy these experiences. And what we always do is we have two briefing seminars every autumn, usually around late November or early December, where we invite interested students to come and participate in a session on what to do to prepare to go overseas. And then we have two students come and give their experience on what it was like to go overseas. As you can see here, this student, Ms. Fong, was a year 3 student who spent a full year studying at Yale University in the USA. And she, as you can see, she had a very good time, right? In the evening, she had a burst of laughter during dinner with her suite mates who come from all over the world, right? So not only do you get the experience of going somewhere else, you get to go somewhere else and get to meet people who have also come from places all over the world. We have ways of making this possible. And not only can you go on exchange through the worldwide program, the Hong Kong U one, you can also go overseas at the faculty level as well, right? We have arts faculty scholarships, we have credit transfer, and we also have a special fund called the Arts Faculty Global Exploration Fund, which provides, as you can see here, a maximum of 20,000 Hong Kong dollars per person to help you get places, right? What we're trying to do here is to make sure that nobody cannot go somewhere just because of finances. We also have what we call experiential learning experiences. So the one I think that I want to focus on here very briefly is one through the Department of Japanese Studies called the Young Leaders Tours of Japan. This is a 7-day trip to visit areas up in the north of Japan that were hit by the 2011 earthquake. So you'll go to an eco-activity center, you see a hydroponic farm, you get to see the Mitsubishi headquarters. Mitsubishi Corporation, of course, sponsors this trip. And the whole goal of this is to encourage art students, and who, of course, we know will become future leaders, to think about global issues such as natural disaster recovery, as well as corporate social responsibility. In linguistics and African studies, we have a field trip to Ethiopia. This is a 10-day tour with joint projects with Ethiopian students at 7 different cities. The School of Chinese also has its own exchange or experiential programs, such as the Mainland China Culture Exchange trips. This one is a 10-day trip to famous historical and cultural sites in mainland China. And we also invite and encourage our students to attend the various international conferences that we have at Hong Kong U. Every week, in fact, we have some kind of conference. You get an example of what we have had in the past year or so. Often we have topics such as children and youth. Sometimes we have topics such as tourism in post-colonial Taipei, as you see here. And we also have lectures by distinguished writers and scholars. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the point here is to make sure that undergraduate students are part of our family of learning and research, right? These are often activities that will be advertised to the entire academic, entire Hong Kong community. We have public lectures, we have exhibitions, and we have musical performances as well. And again, undergraduate students are invited to all of these. What can we offer an arts student in learning? Well, this is the kind of question that I think you and your parents will be especially interested in hearing. One is that we promote an entrepreneurial spirit, right? That doesn't mean everyone has to go out and start a new company and make lots of money, but we want people to do groundbreaking research, right? We want students who are actively thinking about how they can create value for various organizations. And we want people to understand the value of an arts education to the workshop, right? Employers want graduates who think and are culturally aware. They want students who are able to think critically. We hear this from employers over and over again, and we believe that we're doing a great job in preparing students for this marketplace, this workplace. Arts internships opportunities, right? These are opportunities for you also to get out sometimes, but not necessarily get out of Hong Kong. We have, for example, the Bordeaux internship program, which is a 4 weeks program in Bordeaux, France. We also have various partners who, I don't want to use the word hire, but engage our students as interns, right? Sometimes as in consulate generals, sometimes in university presses, also, for example, in the new Daigun Center for Arts, Heritage and Arts in Central, as well as in the various chambers of commerce. One thing we like to remind our students is that they can do anything they want with an arts degree. And if you look here at this image of some of our distinguished alumni, you will realize that they are doing all kinds of different things, right? Some of them are in commerce. One of them is involved with, in fact, the executive director of the Hong Kong Arts Festival. We have people who are working in government, such as leisure and cultural services. And then, of course, we have people in the corporate world as well. We have people who make films, for example, such as Mabel Cheung and Alex Lau and Anne Hui. We have people who are romance writers and columnists. We have people who are lyricists and multimedia producers, right? So our alumni basically span all different parts of the workplace. And you can see this when you look at this chart showing us where our students end up. Where are the art students' employment destinations? 60% go into commerce and industries. About 15% go into community, social, and personal services. About another 15 or so go into educational institutions, and then 11 go into the civil service. Not to mention, about 20% of graduates pursue further studies. I'm going to stop here now because I know that some of you will have questions later on. You will hear more in a few minutes from some of my colleagues in the various schools or departments, but I just want to thank you for listening and thank you for considering the Faculty of Arts and wish you the best of luck in your exams. Thank you.